Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my experience with UltraRed light and how it's helped me in my life completely. Well, one day I was cleaning my firearm, which is my concealed carry firearm, which I use to protect my family and otherwise just for my own protection and safety. I was cleaning it and accidentally shot myself in the leg, which was a very bad thing to do in my circumstance because I ripped up my femoral artery, my femoral nerve, and the superior vein that runs along in that same bundle. I that night lost a lot of blood. I lost a lot of feeling in my leg and movement in my leg, but thankfully for life-saving surgery that was performed on me, I was able to keep my leg, and I was fortunate enough to survive the whole thing. A couple weeks later, had nerve surgery on that same leg to put a nerve graft into my leg so that I could hopefully one day return some of the feeling and movement into my leg. That was not a for sure thing by any means by the doctors at the hospital, and they actually at one point just told me to go home and pray. So I felt pretty down and out about my situation, formerly being a Division I football player, and hopes and dreams of making it to the next level in football was kind of cut off, so it sent me in a downward spiral and gave me pretty bad depression and sent me into the lowest of my lows. But I was trying everything I could. Nothing seemed to work. The therapy that we did didn't help. My second mom did everything she could for me, did all the research and looked at cryogenic therapy and all this other stuff, and then came across a thing called UltraRed light therapy. And she looked more into it and looked into the founders, Brooke and Jeff, and kind of looked into their background, formerly being athletes. So I went to see Brooke and Jeff, and just on the first day of treatment, I went home and I was using a walker at that point to walk around my house and walk around the garage and stuff like that. And after I went and got my UltraRed light therapy, I got home and I almost threw my walker out immediately because I felt so strong, and I felt the urge in my leg that like the pain was subsided enough where I could walk on my own without a walker. By the end of 6 weeks, I had another visit with my neurologist in Santa Ana, and I got there and he was expecting me to be still on my walker, barely able to walk around his office and having trouble with all the normal movement of everyday life. But I got into his office without my walker and the same boot that he gave me, and after all the tests that he gave me and the symptoms and otherwise improvements that I was feeling on my own, he asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was doing UltraRed light therapy, but besides that, just doing whatever physical therapy I could do on my own. And he was astonished and told me that he was mind-boggled and couldn't believe the recovery process that I was on, and even told me that I was 6 to 7 months ahead of the healing curve that he had for me. For the most part, after my accident, when I first got out of the hospital, like I said, my pain was a 9 to a 10 every single day. I had no movement below my knee in my left leg. I had about 20% feeling in my leg. And by the end of the 6 weeks, when I went and saw my neurologist, I had movement in my calf. I could move my foot down, not with very much strength, but just the fact that I had movement was significant. I had about 60 to 75% feeling back in all of my foot and most of the back of my calf. Since then, I've had further improvement in my feeling and movement. I believe that without this UltraRed light, I'd still be where he had me on the curve and still be healing at a very slow rate, probably still have only about 50% feeling and almost no movement in my leg. I do not think without UltraRed light that I would be where I am today. Visit UltraRed light if you can relate to my circumstances or my injury in any way. Brooke and Jeff are happy to help whoever they can, and I definitely believe that it's the main focus of my recovery and my health today.